It's a lot bigger than you think. If you own XRP, you should watch this movie all the way to the end because we're going to talk about how big this recent Ripple announcement really is. Hi everyone, my name is Nick and I'm glad you're here. If this video is your first time on the channel, I hope you decide to join by the end. And to everyone in this video, if you don't follow me on all of my social media accounts right now, you're missing out. Below in the introduction, there will be a lot of links to make sure that you guys are following me on all of them and don't miss anything. Add the free Discord to your list of things to do to make sure you're winning this cycle and making a lot of money. So with that in mind, let's begin. Actually, Ernst & Young said something in a great post that Chainlink just put out, and it is more and more people want to trade in tokenized assets, especially as a way to diversify their portfolios. A very important part of the study is that institutional investors want and can buy tokenized assets. In fact, 50% said they would buy them, and 44% said they would like to tokenize their own assets. That's pretty much everyone ready for tokenization. Like, this is crazy. We have to ask ourselves, though, what kinds of tokenized assets or securities would your company be interested in dealing in? We have cash, bonds, commodities, money market funds, stocks, alternative funds, and even public funds here. On the right, we have a smarter company that wants to invest in tokenized assets. Well, 65% is diversifying your assets. 58% is having access to new kinds of assets. 47% is more and more cash is available. 42% less in fees and lower transaction costs. Improved portfolio building by 37%. Trading that is close to instant payments is 29% faster. The last 23% is made up of fractionalization and smaller investment minimums. All of this, and the fact that organizations are ready, is what it really gives us. They're all in on tokenization now. It's crazy that if they go all in on tokenization, they're also going all in on blockchain, DLT, and crypto in general. Now we can see that things are changing around the world. 24 is also a big year for the use of tokenized assets here in the United States. The Chainlink report will help you keep up with this huge financial trend. We have a quote from 21 shares right here. Tokenization gives asset managers a lot of possibilities, but it hasn't been widely used because there hasn't been enough high-quality infrastructure to deal with the technological problems that come with integrating it with traditional capital markets. Asset managers need a strong risk management system that lets them safely add tokenized assets to their portfolios so they can confidently participate in this growing market. It's clear that Chainlink is a big player. I've talked about Chainlink a lot of times. They are right next to Ripple. I think these two are already working together. That could be wrong. I know that Chainlink is working with Hedera, but don't take my word for it. Already they work with some very big names in the space. I think this will keep happening because Chainlink is so important for Web3. But besides that, check out the market for goods that are stored on the blockchain. In fact, it's hundreds of trillions of dollars. We can look at that list again to see what these big clients really think about tokenization and what asset classes they're most interested in. Alternative funds make up 53% of that list. 46% comes from public funds. The real estate market, on the other hand, is 38%, which is a $380 trillion market all by itself. That's crazy. To give you an idea, that amount is 100 times the high point in November. Another market is derivatives, and there are many more. Guys, there's a lot of money out there. Ripple and OpenEden Labs recently said they would add T-bills, which are tokenized as government bills, to the XRP ledger. This is the beginning of it all. Now is a great time to pay attention to the XRP system. This way from Wrath of Kahneman. That's right, we have $10 million. This is part of a bigger fund that Ripple will use to buy tokenized T-bills from OpenEden and other issuers. Putting $10 million into OpenEden's T-bill tokens is only a small part of what's going on. I can't wait to find out how much money this is. This must have a lot more to it. Now, OpenEden, the company that works with Ripple on this, is reacting to a post as well. You will see that we have a $1 trillion plan. XRP and ROUSD just laugh out loud. We only have $1 trillion. RWAAZ says that the total value of all tokenized US Treasury assets is already thought to be $1.92 billion. At this point, a 30-day combined growth rate of 16% means that tokenized US bills will bring in almost 4 billion TVL by the end of 2024. There are still 5 months left in the year. But let's get a bigger picture. The size of the Eurodollar market was thought to be around 13.8 trillion in 2016. As of December 2023, there were 26.2 trillion US Treasury notes in circulation. About 8.1 trillion, or 30%, of those were held by people outside of the US. So even if we reach 8 billion TVL by the end of the year, which is twice the best case situation, we will still have only reached 0.1% of the whole market that can be reached. No matter how you cut these projections, the business has a very long way to go. There is no way a trillion can compare. This comes from the first and only tokenized RWA rated by Moody's, Asia's biggest tokenized T-bill issuer, and a company that over 100 institutions trust. They are telling you that a trillion won is a very small part of the picture. All of you out there have no idea how big this is. Going back again, this time the issue is the infrastructure. Let's check out some things. First, a big thank you to XRP Drops for making this possible. It's a tech infrastructure that will change how auras move. This is with Open Eden's. If you will, this is Open Eden Labs' main foundation. Okay, so this is how it will work. The buyers are on the left and the US Treasury bills are on the right. On both sides of the deal, you have USDC. The T-bill is also going to USD. The T-bill vault is in the middle. Again, you could have both XRP and the XRP record at that point in the middle. Once things really start to heat up, this is going to be very, very interesting. There is no doubt in my mind that this will completely change the rules for both T-bills and RWAs. That's why I look at systems. Infrastructure is the word that comes to mind. On the other hand, this is a quick guide to tokenized T-bills and what they can do for you. Now that we've seen some background about T-bills in particular, let's look at the benefits, which are the usual benefits of tokenization. You have better security and accessibility to markets, more liquidity, simplified processes, and more. All of that great stuff is what we're really looking at when it comes to tokenization itself. We now know that Us.Thankx has been looking into turning government bills into tokens. Although Open Eden Labs has added tokenization of Treasury bills to the XRP ledger, I think that we will see even more activity on that ledger. This is because Us.Thankx and Ripple worked together in February to add tokenization of multiple assets to the XRP ledger. All of this is possible with their tokenization platform as a service. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out because we don't know the full picture of what they're focusing on here. But I think treasuries will be high on the list, especially now that Open Eden Labs is making this big statement. But why should we pay so much attention to this? What makes infrastructure the most important thing to me? It's really very easy. If we go over here, we can see Liang from the US Treasury talking about the next steps for CBC's working group. Don't forget who this is. This person works for the US Department of the Treasury as an Undersecretary for Domestic Finance. In her most recent speech, Nellie Liang, the U.S. Treasury Undersecretary for Domestic Finance, talked about the future of money and payments. She emphasized two main options: digital currency issued by central banks and real-time payment systems. The Federal Reserve plans to start the FedNow service, which has already done so. This service lets consumers make instant or almost instant payments using central bank reserves. CBDC is a new type of central bank money and payment infrastructure. Both options hope to make the payment system more efficient, competitive, and open to everyone. Policymakers are still arguing about how to use and set up a CBDC. Before putting out a CBDC, the Fed insists on getting support from the executive branch, Congress, and the people. In the meantime, technology is being improved to make sure that things move quickly if a CBDC is found to be helpful. In its report on the future of money and payments, the Treasury called for a working group of people from different government agencies to look into how the CBDC might affect larger policy goals. Liang talked about current talks between leaders from the White House, the Federal Reserve, and the Treasury. The CBDC working group is coming up with initial findings and suggestions on how a US CBDC could help policy goals as well as features that are needed, design trade-offs, and areas that need more study. A full analysis will take some time, but the group and the Federal Reserve will keep the public up to date on their work and findings as they go along. Nellie Liang and Lauren Belief from Ripple were both at that roundtable in April of this year, where they talked about how to open up alternative payment systems in the US. This is what it finds so strange. This whole thread is about central banks' digital currencies and figuring out if they are good for everyone.